Alright, ladies and gentlemen, pull my one headphone back so I don't get that weird delay. Today we'll be departing from Ain Oussera. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I do apologize if that's not right. Leaving from Algeria, departing on runway 9 left, and we'll have a straight out departure as soon as we take off. We'll make a left turn and depart right out of the area. We're flying over today to Gibraltar. I've never landed there in a flight sim before. It's supposed to be a really difficult place to land. The winds are unpredictable and can oftentimes gust way over 40, 50 nautical miles per hour, making landing extremely difficult at times, if not outright impossible. Today's flight should be about 3 hours and 2 minutes. On our way into Gibraltar, we'll be making a PIMOS transition, which is where we start our descent into the area, and we'll be on an Rnav approach today for runway 9. So 406 nautical miles and 3 hours and 2 minutes. Just hang on, we'll be off the ground here in about 10 minutes or so. Inertial separator off. Parking brake. Brakes off. Delivery altitude set. Bearing set. Put that in both for today. Speed bugs on. Minimums. Radar altimeter. That's our decision altitude, if we're going to land and commit, or if we're going to apply power, retract flaps, and lift off for a go around. Alright, get the flight plan up there. The weather looks good. Let's turn de-ice on. Circuit breaker lights on. Looks like we're going to go right to 32,000 feet, which is we're going to request lower altitude than that. That exceeds the max safe altitude for cabin pressurization, and yeah, it makes for some scary situations. So I'm just going to dial in my selected altitude. I'm going to request 8,000 under, so that's 24,000 feet. So let's go ahead and get 24,000 feet dialed in here, and we will commit to climbing to that. Alright. Seat locked, coffee cup is full. Let's get my pedals adjusted. Alright. Pedals set. Alright. Flight surfaces. Free and clear. Alright, throttle up. Should be off the ground here in just a minute. Brakes released. Gear up. All right. Flaps up.
Algeria Center Donner Foxtrot, Mike 1019er, is passing 2,300 feet, climbing 14,000 feet. Donner Foxtrot, Mike 1019er, Algeria Center altimeter 30.30, continue as planned.
Alright, let's get on the climb. Yeah, we're flying heavy out on our departure. We have a simulated almost maximum load for this airframe. We're about 200 pounds under max. So we'll probably burn about a quarter tank to a third tank of fuel off on our way to Gibraltar today. So we won't be super heavy when we land, but we won't be light either. So not sure what to expect for winds. The wind charts were showing about 9 nautical mile crosswind coming across the runway north to south. Runways run east-west. I will be coming out for our initial and final approach from the west, heading into the east for our landing today. So, not sure what to expect, but it should be a ton of fun. Hope y'all enjoy.
Algeria Center, Donner 019er. Request flight level 240. Donner 019er, climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect flight level 240. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect flight level 240 Docker 019er.
Alright. 14,000 set for autopilot for our max until they clear us for 24,000. That'll be our cruise altitude today, not 32,000. Yeah, I flew to 32,000 feet once to see what would happen, and all kinds of alarms go off, air pressure warnings. The cockpit's not able to pressurize correctly, so I believe in that situation it actually starts to depressurize. You run the risk of maybe having some damage to your glass cockpit. Looks like it's going to be a nice day to fly today. Some low-level clouds and some haze off in the distance. I think, however, once we get over the ocean, it's going to clear up. The haze, anyways. I'm not sure about the clouds. Weather map looked pretty clear. So.
Climb and maintain flight level 240 Docker 019er.
Alright. Flight level 240 set. Once we cross over flight level 180, 18,000 feet, we'll reset the barometers for sea level. That's something, it's a procedure, both United States and a lot of countries outside the US follow this rule, and that's just so for ground people. If everyone is at the same flight level barometrically, it's a lot easier for the ground to give instructions to individual aircraft to either increase or decrease altitude and turn left or right. However, if they're all showing different altitudes, it becomes quite confusing as to who's on the same level as who else. So once an aircraft crosses over 18,000 feet, barometers just reset the sea level at 29.92, I believe, inches of mercury, and looks like that was our selected takeoff barometer, our barometric pressure reading, so shouldn't have to reset anything. Yeah, right now the winds are pretty light, 5 nautical miles. crossing over flight level 200, 20,000 feet, on our way to flight level 240, 24,000 feet. We should be there in about 2 minutes and 15 seconds or so. Until then, just stay buckled for a few more minutes. Once we level out at flight level 24,000 or 240, feel free to move about the cabin, crack open a beer, do what you got to do. And once we get close to our initial approach into Gibraltar, we'll ask you to kindly open a window and deposit all of your garbage. No, just kidding, don't do that. But put everything in your storage bags and handle it when we get on the ground. Total flight time today is 3 hours and, well, 2 minutes. 3 hours and 2 minutes. 406 nautical miles. However, with light winds, I think we're going to probably get there in about 2 to 2.5 hours. So stay tuned and let's see what we can do. Off to the nose and to the left of our nose, you can see it's a really hazy day out there in the desert. And when I landed, it was really hard to get a visual on the airfield. And there's no navigation aids, so no instrument landing systems or anything to bring you in. And I can see the airport on radar, or GPS, sorry, not radar. And I knew it was down there, but I couldn't see it. And was finally able to get eyes on it about 14 miles away from it. But once I got a little bit closer, I couldn't see it, and ended up drifting off course and was able to kind of reaffirm visual and get back on course. And made it down in one piece. It was a triple hop landing. The nose gear kind of bobbed up and down 3 times before sticking, so not my best. We'll see if we can do better today, and yeah, at the very least, it'll be interesting. But it looks like some light clouds are forming off south of South Africa there, and look off to the north, and more haze. Can't really tell if there's clouds or just haze out there. Maybe a little bit of both. And then straight ahead, it's light clouds and some ground haze. All right, flight level 240. We are here. We'll step on the gas and stretch our legs here, and see how fast we can get up to today. Best I've done was Mach 0.557, so it's a little over half the speed of sound. Pretty good for a turboprop. It is possible to break the sound barrier in a propeller aircraft, believe it or not. I've been reading up on this. There's a development in aviation with these really efficient propeller engines that are supposed to be like 30% of the fuel consumption of the current turboprop, and they fly at actually faster speeds, but they don't carry as many passengers. I think they hold about 150 people and the weight of their luggage. But it's really impressive because they were saying that the problem with pushing a propeller to the sound barrier and pass through it is what happens is the propeller spins. Individual blades actually move at slightly different speeds. So if you have 5 propellers and only 3 of them breaking the sound, you have this horrible imbalance that will end up, I think, damaging or breaking the blades, which usually results in a crash. So that's not good. And they've found a way to kind of mitigate that with some blade control and new materials on blade manufacture. So it's really interesting to see that there's some aircraft that we should see within the next 5 or 10 years that are not only propeller based, I believe they're probably turboprops, which is basically a jet engine with a propeller on the front instead of compressor blades. Yeah, that's just, to me, really, really incredible. So, something interesting to stay tuned and watch. Actual airspeed is 310 knots, so we're pushing it. We are pushing it. That's pretty down there, look at that. It's amazing how it goes from desert to farmland. The further we get, or the closer we get to water. Although we can't see it quite yet, the ocean's right over there. It looks like we have 36 minutes remaining on this this nav point. Let's get our VHF map open and we can see kind of where we're at. Alright, we took off here, and it says we're 36 minutes to GOLFO, I believe, and once we reach that, we'll kind of head off to the southwest, and we'll be traveling southwest almost for the remainder of the flight until we cross over this waypoint. And this will begin our initial approach into the area of Gibraltar. And you see here, we approach it, and then we make a slight turn to the north, and then turn back to the south, and we'll come in over the bay in the west, and turn back to the east for our landing. So, should be interesting. Total flight time is 3 hours and 2 minutes, 406 nautical miles, but I think we're going to make it there 2.5 hours or so, something like that. So. It's a beautiful day. We have a really light headwind. It's only 7 nautical miles, 7 knots. So yeah, not too bad at all. It's a little bumpy, but nothing we can't handle. Definitely smoother than flying over the Alps, that's for sure. That was some of the bumpiest air I've ever experienced. So.
Number 019er, contact Algeria Center on 125.7. Good day.
Good day.
Going to 125.7, Doctor 019er. Algeria Center, Docker Foxtrot, Mike 1019er, flight level 240.
Dare Foxtrot, Mike 1019er, Algeria Center, continue as planned.
So I've stated before that it's my opinion that this airframe doesn't burn accurate. The fuel consumption isn't accurate. Burn rate is too high, and right now it's probably like 59 or 60 gallons per hour, and at cruise it should be, I think, 46 to 48 gallons per hour. So it runs about 20% higher than where I think in the real world it would actually be. I think it's like 22 or 23%. So fuel planning becomes difficult on longer distances. Shorter distances, not so much. But yeah, I've actually run out of gas twice in this game because the consumption rates are not accurate at all. And so I just carry either max fuel or close to max fuel. But today it was also close to max payload, so I had about 200 pounds to spare. And it was really heavy getting off the ground. It did not want to take off. So yeah, today thank goodness for some fuel inefficiencies that allow us to burn off fuel and come in a little bit lighter than we were expecting. So that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. Alright, we are 28 minutes into the flight, and we're continuing to pick up a little bit of airspeed. Wind's picked up a little bit. We have a 8 nautical mile crosswind here. It's kind of pushing us about just a little bit, but not too bad. Seems like we're still slightly accelerating, so let's see how fast we can get. About 10 more minutes, we should be out over the coast. And we should be able to see water, and I think that's what the dark areas on the other side of these clouds is representing as water. But I can't see it through the haze. So yeah, I'm gonna guess that's water over there, but I'm not gonna be happy to see it until I can actually see it. This would be a really fun area of the world to hang glide in. You see all the green below us, you see these clouds. You're going to have lots of thermals, I'd be willing to bet, especially with the temperature here. Probably a lot of reflected heat coming off the sandy patches on the ground down there. I'd imagine there's some really good updrafts. I don't think they top out very high. Updrafts, I would imagine, probably only go to maybe 2,000 feet above ground level. But just never know. Never know. sit back and relax for a few minutes. Alright, 27 minutes to our next nav point here. Look at that land down there, that's beautiful. That is really pretty. Yeah, there's the ocean. There's the ocean. Alright, since there is still 26 minutes left in this leg, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to refresh my coffee and take the dogs out. Shall return.